Welcome to the special Christmas edition of Tarot Q&A Tuesday. As you can see, I'm playing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or something to that description. And I see the beautiful Renee has these glitzy earrings on, and Michelle's wearing a gorgeous green dress, matching necklace. So we have got the party started here. No one's drinking the champers yet, but maybe we should settle in and take our time. We'll let Jess into the room. Now, if you're new to Tarot Q&A Tuesday, clearly I don't look like this every Tuesday. But what we do is we do always pull a card called the Collective Consciousness card, and that will be a reading for anyone who watches this live event or the replay. So there's always a special message just for you. You get a little gift. No matter what is happening in your life, you will receive some guidance to allow you to find your way more easily. Now, the tarot is a portal into our subconscious and helps us to get clear on what's blocking us from living our best life, basically. Now, over the year 2022 has had a particularly lot of challenges for many people. Now, the reason that I'm mentioning this is because I believe, just like the tarot has two sides to every card, a challenge always offers a gift, a present, you could say. And if you haven't worked out what your challenges have given you or taught you, what lessons you've learned through any rough times this year, then you can ask a question today. What is the overall message that 2020 was trying to bang on my door and tell me? Did I pick up what the universe was putting down? That's a good question to ask today. We are going to start by asking the question for Renee. Renee has been out of the country. We haven't seen her for a while. So here she is, and I've got a question written down, even though she is here live. My question is about duration and timing, because there have been many stops and starts in my career. How long will I be cool? How long until I will be calling? Action! Directing a feature film. Could it be 6 months? Could it be a year? Let's just first of all let's pull a general card about it, because, and we'll just do a bit of a story. I pull a general card because sometimes these things are simply divine timing, and other times there's a block, right? So we're going to just find out whether this is part of the process or whether Renee could be doing something. Now, I've got something in my eye. Always an interesting thing to happen. I question these mind-body connections. What is it that I'm not seeing here today? Okay, Renee, generally, okay, I have pulled the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands actually indicates that, well, it can mean a lot of things, but it's often holding your ground or standing staunch in your beliefs. My feeling on this is that some benefit would come from transforming some limiting beliefs or some focus points. Because you've had so many stops and starts, it's really difficult not to focus on that, rather than keep feeling into the energy of what your beautiful, amazing future career actually looks like. But what we'll do in the meantime is we won't stay stuck on that. That's just something to ponder. We'll ask about the 6 to 12 month option and see what we get from that, to see if we can get a time frame. It's not always gifted to us quite as straightforward as we would like. Now, is it likely to be in a 6 months? We can use these cards. Is it likely to use these cards 6 months or 12 months? 12 months, 12, 6, 12, next year. Okay. It actually feels sooner rather than later. I'm sort of getting 8-ish months. Yeah, I wasn't, and in all fairness, the idea is to, look, this is a beautiful story really, because in these pictures you see this is the guy juggling both life and finances, like learning to go with the ebb and flow that happens in human life. And with that attitude, you're very happy, and happy vibes attract good opportunities. That's a very simple way of putting it, right? And of course, this card is all about inner strength and really owning your worth and knowing knowing your personal power. So sometimes when we've had these setbacks, we sit in disheartened, frustrated energy. And that's where it feels like for you right now. The Seven of Wands is quite the word unstable I often use, which sounds terrible. It doesn't mean that you're unstable. It just means that everything doesn't feel like it's flowing. And therefore, I encourage you to write a list, particularly coming up to the new moon. There is, I think that's Christmas Eve actually, write a list on all of these positive beliefs about, I'm so excited about being a director. I love my job. Everything is easy in my career. It's flowing. Opportunities are there for me, left, right, and center. I am living my dream career, my dream life. These kind of things, and really just start to shift your vibe so that you are oozing the energy of what you want to attract back. Okay, let's look into Michelle's. My pleasure, my pleasure. Let's look into Michelle's card. Oh no, I'm throwing them everywhere. I might actually, I think Michelle, you wanted a random, didn't you? Can the tarot pull me a card for what I need to hear right now? Well, Michelle, pop in the comments. Would you also like to know the overall 2022 gift that you were supposed to be receiving from the universe? Okay, Michelle. Oh, we got this for you recently. This is the surprise card. This card is a little bit of a childlike sense of attitude. Now, is this you? This is you. This is you coming into a I'm just feeling like I'm just getting surprised. I just keep getting surprised. I'm not. It's like being a child when it comes to really appreciating the little things and being kind of intrigued about, super appreciating the little things and being open to life presenting you with the unexpected. Now, what I mean by this is everything happens in the little things, right? At some point in life, we realize that all the little things are actually the big things. And I feel that that's a big message for the moment. But we're going to sum up the 2022 for you. So I'm going to pull another card. Michelle, what is the overall lesson for Michelle? Can I have that today, please? Yes, right. Look, this could be read in many ways. You have been through a lot of stress, but the message is to always remember how our thoughts are creating our reality, and our perception at any point in time we can choose to change. Ideally, this card is saying get out of the head into the heart, which I know is actually the process which you have been doing. So that's pretty powerful. It's a pretty powerful message, and we all think that we can do it, but it's easier said than done. So the reminders are to be aware of how the thoughts can make things worse for us. Our perception is our reality, and we can choose to change. Michelle, last night in Cosmic Consulting, the Hanged Man card, wasn't it? Choose to look at things from a different perspective. And I know you're doing it. So this is actually just confirming that you're consciously allowing yourself time to get out of the head and into the heart. Now, for those of you who wondered what's going on in Cosmic Consulting these days, last night we talked about love versus attraction and the cold, hard truth about the fact that attraction is so selfish when you think about it, when you analyze it. Attraction really is about what we want, what we can get from someone, whereas true love is more of a divine state where you can embrace somebody else with total acceptance and allow yourself to give the love and watch the fun and adventure unfold. So when we tapped into what personal things we were attracted to in potential relationships or existing relationships and how that could be affecting our harmony in relationships. I personally had some breakthroughs. So very, very interesting. Our Cosmic Consulting sessions are unfolding at rapid rates. If you want to join for the January edition, please be in touch. It starts in the second week. I think it's the 9th of January. Anywho, let's move into the collective conscious card. Let's hear should we do the overall, this is a big one. I'm going to do a big one. I'm going to pull a card, or maybe two, for the entire 2022, for everybody who happens to watch this particular episode. Whoa, that is putting a lot on my shoulders, isn't it? But I'm up for it. We want the one or two cards that represent what we ought to take away as the gift from 2022. As the fellow viewers of Tarot Q&A Tuesday. Okie doke. You here? If I'm here, can you help me check this? Oh, and it fell down. We'll take that one. Is this the correct card? Interesting. Maybe sounding a little bit cliched for me, actually, because I bang on about this all the time. However, these messages are about igniting passion and following the passion that we have in our heart, not the thought process that we traditionally have been taught to follow by societal ways. Now this dude, he is going guns blazing ahead with all his ideas. Sometimes he just rushes too fast because he's thinking too much and he's just getting things done, and he's on overdrive and he's headed for burnout. But if he is doing that same exciting moving forward driving drive, if he is from his absolute passion, then he will land on the path with his soul's purpose and be living a more enjoyable career and life. Career, question mark for some people. It may just mean that they need to activate some extracurricular activities, but the message is to balance out your motivation and drive and not rush into things with your head, but allow the process to unfold by being truly connected with what you're passionate about. This basically means follow your bliss. And if that means that things start moving rapidly, then that is cool. But if you're doing it based on thought alone, then you will find that you won't have the inner fulfillment within the outcome. So the overall message is a reminder, well, it's a bit like Michelle's card actually, tap into the heart, tap into the passion, and move forward with that. That will take you faster to the journey that you most desire for happiness and success. Well, I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense, guys? Yeah, Renee says it's a great reminder. I think she's referring to her reading though, but yes, it's all like, we've basically said exactly the same thing for everyone today so far. It's pretty random, but that was the collective consciousness card, so it probably makes sense that we're wrapping up this year. Well, actually, we've got another session before we end this year, and that will be leading into the new year. So we will definitely be talking about 2023 next week. So I do hope you can make that. It's going to be like on the beginning of, end of January. Okay, Jess, we haven't forgotten you. I know you're there. What? Oh, that's right. Jess wanted a card about her love life. Well, we're still talking about passion, aren't we? Jess, a card just to give us some inspiration on her love life. Jess. Is this a card for Jess? Oh my goodness, Jess. I don't know how many times you've been getting this card as well. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a significant time of change, ultimately. So when we put this down to your love life, I'm just going to grab one extra card so that we can refine that more easily for you. Because I know you've been craving change and you've been making change. Yeah, okay. Now, I've got the devil here. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the cards, the devil is not a bad card. It's just a sign of things that we can feel chained to at times. Now, in the case of Jess's card about love, I believe, from my instinct here, that this is the expectations and the stuff that we talked about last night, if you know what I'm saying. So this is really getting clear on what is it that we feel so trapped by. So Leah is entering the building, making a little bit of a racket. What is it that chains you to this need for a relationship? And when you can transform, i.e. change, i.e. wheel of fortune, then you'll be in the next level. So basically, let's get clear on this. Everything that we want is lined up for us. All we need to do is get out of our own way. It's that cliched saying. If you haven't heard it before, it's actually quite a good way of explaining that everything we ask for is delivered. But if we receive it or not, all depends on how many filters we are having to get through, or how many gates, or how many roadblocks, how many limiting beliefs, how many layers of old crap that we have to shed before we can let that thing naturally come to us. So we don't have to find it, we just have to clear the path. Now this can be for anything like Renee with her career. In fact, it's exactly the same as that. Or someone wanting a partner in their life. And sometimes, in order to have that partner, we have a Mr. or Miss Meantime, which helps us to shed some more layers so the path is clear by overcoming whatever personal growth we need to do. Does that make sense, guys? I really love this story because I love knowing that our stuff is there. We don't have to find it. All we need to do is clear the stuff within us that's not making us happy, that doesn't feel good. We need to focus on feeling good, and then everything unfolds as it should. Sounds super simple, doesn't it? The thing is, it is super simple. It's just not as easy as it sounds, or it's not as simple as we like to put it in a couple of words. I love the fact we've got a theme today, because we used to always get these themes, but lately we've been having quite a variety. Now, we have another question from Naomi, a new person, but she knows that we're pulling cards about 2022. Therefore, she just wants the card to sum up 2022. Naomi. Naomi, 2022, the gift for you was the message in focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. So it's time to really get out of any doom and gloom and get in the energy of what you want. Now, what I'm feeling here is there has been frustration and attitude. Now, your eye feels like it's kind of on the prize, that you have been focusing on what you want, but amidst that, it has stirred up frustration and expectations, and yeah, it's just really, there's a bit of attitude about other people, and when you can clear that by just accepting others and by choosing to use your triggers as opportunities to shed old layers so that you can be lining up with more of what you want, then you'll be away laughing. You're so close, so close, so close. Oh, Leah, you look amazing with your tinsel and your red Christmas ho-ho-ho hat. Do you like my antlers? I can't seem to get them. I want to show them from the Christmas tree. Super cute, right? Super cute. Look at us go. Oh my goodness. All right, Leah, I'm going to pull a card for you to sum up 2022. It's probably just the same story that we told everyone else. We could have finished this session in the first 5 minutes. Anyway, it's great to have you here. Great to have you here all sparkly, green and glittery. Okie doke, Leah. It's funny, these messages are coming through with the opposite of they're coming through with the challenge. I've just worked it out. I'm like, why are these messages so negative? I've got to, because this one is about being left out in the cold, and that actually refers to financially, and it can be also about health. Of course it is health, with the silly COVID-y dramas that have gone on. Now, feeling left out in the cold, whether it's financially or health, is the challenge that you had. And the lesson in that is it's a 5. So it's all about balance and finding your tribe. So these people are actually outside a church or a cathedral, and I'm not suggesting that you start being religious in your nature. What I am suggesting is that you find the beliefs that you're into and really get clear and specifically attract a tribe that is aligned with how you think, believe, feel, and all your values, so that you can build stronger connections in your support network. I feel like you have people in your world like that, but it's not that you've been conscious about how you are getting that support. And that means that when you are working for yourself, and it's challenging and you feel like alone is the kind of feeling. Now this could be related to work and relationship, in all fairness. So let's just recap, because I'm blaring on a bit here, blah, blah, blah. That if you get clear on the appreciation that you have for what you learnt about when you were sick, for example, we go, oh God, now I really appreciate my health. Now I appreciate my exercise. Now I appreciate the walks up the mount. Now I appreciate drinking wine with my friends. What is important to me in this list of things? And is there more that are more relevant to my self-care and well-being? And if there is, who of all my friends love doing all that same stuff? Because those are the people that you need to have more of. So perhaps you think, how does my well-being look for 2023? And attract friends that are going to support you and your business, meaning egg you along, be your cheerleaders, and those who are going to support you in your wellness routine, if that's exercise, and all of that. So this is really just learning about getting your ducks in a row on a personal level and not just doing it all for the business. Whew. Does that make sense? I think it does. It actually makes sense. I feel I know what it means. If you don't get it, then I will be happy to explain it later as well. Oh my goodness, I think we might have wrapped it up super early today. Is there any other things? Oh, I'll just pull one for Linda, actually. She hasn't made it today. So Linda, what do you need to hear for 2022? What is Linda's? I know Linda has had all sorts of challenges, so we really want some insight into what message, I'm going to ask, what message was she not receiving? Like, has she missed the point of something so far? So cheeky. I think we know Linda well enough to be able to ask this question. Okay. So this is the card of that's the Page of Pentacles, and he is often instigating a new business. Now, a new business, which is what actually happened for Linda. She is in the infancy of her business. The reality is the reality of a first year in business, and to really embrace the fact that it just is. You know, sometimes you've got to give yourself some grace for how well you do in the first year or two of business, because of course they are usually the most challenging. It is the deal breaker, it is the make or break. And when you can stay in your excitement for that new business and not get bogged down by all the things that go wrong, then the page represents that childlike sense of wonder. So they still remain hopeful and excited. and keep focused on the fact that you're only in the beginning. There's a future to go. You can't get down on yourself in the first couple of steps of running a marathon, right? But when you finish the marathon, you go, whoa, look at who I am now. Look at who I am now. And so that's what you want to achieve for yourself, is that just getting clear on the reality. It's a new business. Don't be so hard on yourself. Focus on the excitement and enjoy the process. Enjoy the process and trust the process. Of course, we always trust the process. How do we trust the process? How do we trust the process? Because it's easier said than done, like a lot of things, isn't it? It's to celebrate the moments and times, celebrate. We have a late comer here. Lane has joined the party. We're about to sign out, Lane, so you might have just got in the nick of time. And anywho, it's about how do we trust the process? Very much be present and to let go of human low vibe emotions as much as possible. Really, I'm talking practical here because we know what it means, but actually doing the trusting requires us to get centered, really calm down, come into our body and feel and listen to our heart. So when we are in a kerfuffle, we have to stop and go, okay, what is my heart saying? What is my heart saying? So this could even be, something happened to me today actually, and I got a bit anxious and I was like, oh my giddy aunt. I thought I was well over this particular situation. So I listened to my heart. I just went, what is really going on? Why do I feel anxious? And I went down a couple of rungs of how I was feeling, how the situation made me feel. And it made me feel not important, not a priority, and I don't want to, etc. It was a bit more involved than that. And you know what? Then I accepted that and I decided, well, this path has got to now go this way. So I let that go, and I'm not even kidding. Within minutes, I was calm and no anxiety. So sometimes you've got to be with your emotion, be with your feelings, just as you would a friend who is going through the same sort of upset moment. So instead of pouring wine down yourself or your friend's throat to avoid the situation, we say, hey, what's going on? But how does it really make you feel? Why do you feel like that? What does it remind you of? Does it bring back a memory of the past? Or can you let that go now? Is that maybe telling you it's not the right direction for you? Perhaps that person is or isn't. And then we explore it, breathe it out. And we're not trying to control. When we've got anxiety, it's because we're fearful or we're trying to control an outcome. And we just need to realize what that thing is we're trying to control, because sometimes we don't even know, because our physical body reacts faster than our mind half the time. So we're like riddled with adrenaline before we've even got a chance to get our head around something. Body tells us so much. But if we sit still, be with ourselves, be present, process the emotion, it'll be over literally in seconds or minutes, rather than dragging it around for the whole day, waiting for the end of the day to come so that you can do something to ignore it again, avoid it, or suppress it. That's a very powerful piece of advice, if I do say so myself. Hey, Lane, how are you doing? We're just pulling a card today for the overview for the 2022. So I will finish today's reading on your card because we have wrapped up everybody else. And we need to see what you need to hear. Lane, is this card? Creativity, nature, being in touch with one's... Did this come up the other day for you? No. Okay. So the Empress is allowing oneself to be in tune with nature's rhythms, to be in tune with our own urges, our own passions, our own creativity, which creativity doesn't necessarily mean being an artist. We're all creative in different ways. It just means making something out of nothing or transforming something into something else. You know, in your case, probably you know what that might be, Elaine. And really using it for your healing aspect rather than because you have to do it. So if you are inclined to be interested in animals or nature itself, like plants and bush walks and beaches and seas, that's great. But you can also eat, because that's creativity itself, that is creation. But connecting with that Mother Nature or connecting with your inner nature of creativity is hopefully what you have been playing with over this year 2022, because I feel this is going to expand for you in the next year now that you have been witness to or seen things that along your last 12 months that have redirected your path. So you see something you like, so you go that way. See something you don't like, so you go the other way. See something you like, so you go that way. And then eventually you gather a list of things that make your heart sing and things that help you feel more in your empowered warrior state. A lot to unpack. We will talk about this soon enough. All right, I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Oh my goodness, I should have said Merry Christmas in the beginning. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But I don't really say those token sayings normally. But I will say I hope that you do all have a very Merry Christmas and a very happy day on the day, and enjoy the dynamics of your family and your friends that you may be joining with. And, you know, feel into your heart if you're not with the people that you want to be with, and really be kind to yourself and give yourself the love that you can often feel missing on that particular day. So, thanks, and I'm loving the Christmas setup. Get up, yeah. I know, right? Okay, beautiful people. We will see you on the other side of Christmas for a 2023 breakdown. We'll be looking into what's coming up for you in 2023. Have a lovely evening. Bye.